What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Anime Nerd Channel. And told y'all I was gonna do two today. Now tomorrow might be a different story. Hold on one second. Tomorrow might be a different story. I'm gonna do two today now because I like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to, and I like this series too. I want to do 2 episodes today. We're gonna finish out the series eventually. We ain't gonna finish it off today, but I still want them. I still want 200 now. You know, if I get to 200, we're gonna finish everything, y'all. You know, but no, I'm kidding. But I do want those 200 subscribers, though. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, Dragon Ball New Hope, episode 2, is better than Super. Better than GT, but GT's not as bad as Super, so I don't really hack on GT because of Super Saiyan 4. But last time, they gonna tell you they went into the time chamber. Well, they was about to go into the time chamber, and Bulma shows up, and we're gonna see what happens this time. We're gonna see how it turned out. I hadn't watched this in a while, so I don't know episode to episode how everything plays out, bar for bar. I don't know. So yeah, it's been over a year since I watched all of them. I've seen the up to date recent one, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. Dragon Ball New Hope, episode 2. Let's get it popping. If y'all like what y'all see, you know, like, comment, hit the subscribe button, you know, notifications, and hey, we're gonna get this party started.
Last time on Dragon Ball New Hope. Continuing their training, Goten reaches a new height of power far beyond what Krillin was expecting. However, he still couldn't outmatch the strength of his mentor. Shortly after his 10th birthday, they would travel to Kami's Lookout to move their training to the Room of Spirit and Time. Before entering, Bulma would randomly appear, but why has she decided to track down her old friend after nearly a decade of silence?
This is part 2 of Dragon Ball New Hope Full Color Edition. Catch up with part 1 using the link.
How did she even know where they were? That's my question. How did she know where Krillin and Goten were? Krillin and Goten. How did she know where they were? I'm wondering, because she's human. How could she detect where they were, their energies, and all that kind of stuff? I know the other Z fighters can find people, but how did she know where they were? How did she think to go to the lookout? Just questions.
After laying eyes on Goten for the first time, Bulma rushes over to him in a less than modest first impression. She's amazed by the incredible resemblance between him and his father, blurting out it didn't show that much through the drones. But face to face, they're more similar than she could.
Okay, the drones. She had drones. That's how she knew. She cheated. Everyone else has to sense energy the hard way, Bulma. When you cheat and make drones, well, I think that's kind of neat, actually. But that's how she found out. Okay.
Could have imagined. Finally becoming self-aware, Bulma apologizes for being rude and introduces herself properly. Goten says it's nice to meet her. His mom, Krillin, and Grandpa Roshi has told him a lot about her. That's when she spots Dende and Popo, turning their direction to greet them. That drone comment doesn't escape Krillin. He questions how she learned of his existence and how she's been watching him. She explains that when she first fixed 16 for the Cell games, she had the surprise of finding all of Jiro's research notes in his database. She then upgraded the spy drones by giving them the same tech Frieza and the Saiyans had. That way she could detect power signatures. She sent them across the Earth and all throughout the solar system. 4 years ago, near Mount Pauzu, they detected an abnormally large power surge for a couple seconds. Imagine her surprise when she got there to find out Goku had another son. That's how she's been able to keep an eye on him all these years. Krillin exclaims that's pretty impressive. But then again, she is the greatest scientific mind in the world. He shouldn't be so surprised by the things she comes up with. He himself is still wondering why he didn't feel Goten turn Super Saiyan the first time he did it. Though the boy quips that's easy to understand. The first time he transformed, it was morning at his mom's place. So just going off time zones, it would have been nighttime on Grandpa Roshi's island. In other words, our bald hero was sleeping. He admits he is a pretty heavy sleeper. Bulma kind of jokes, but really doesn't, that Goten is already smarter than his old man was. Moving forward, Bulma remembers she brought them armor like the ones Goku and Gohan used to train. These new ones are a lot more resistant to damage, and she also changed the blue material to black for style points. Releasing a capsule, she tells Krillin based off her data from their last training session, it appears he's reached a higher power than the one Frieza had when he came to Earth, calling his progress amazing.
Wait a minute. Did he, trying to see, did he reach that power level? Trying to see. Yeah. I'm trying to see if he said he was stronger than Frieza. I'm trying to see. Trying to see, guys. Hold up.
And she also changed the blue material to black for style points. Releasing a capsule, she tells Krillin based off her data from their last training session, it appears he's reached a higher power than the one Frieza had when he came to Earth, calling his progress amazing. Retrieving the new armor, Krillin shorts these variants are
if it's Krillin being stronger than Frieza, that is impressive. If Krillin is stronger than Frieza, then that's awesome.
even lighter than the type he wore on Namek. Goten just thinks they look cool. He thanks Bulma again and asks Goten if he's ready to go train. But these uniforms, seeing them dressed like this brings back some bad memories for the scientist. Krillin actually feels the same. The last time the two of them saw each other, it was here when they tried to wish their friends back to life. Though it's better they don't dwell on the past. They thought it was the best choice to make. But Goten scoffs they chose the coward's choice. Losing is cool. His mentor shouts for him to shut up and he told him to stop saying that. But doubling down, he's tired of hearing everyone say they were these great heroes when it's not true. Real heroes would have been wanted to be wished back to life to kill Cell. Instead, they chose to abandon everyone.
Nope, they didn't. If they would have got brought back, they Cell would have just came back and blew the Earth up, killed everyone again. So it wouldn't have made a difference. It wouldn't have been. It would have been all for nothing. And then he would have just blew up the Earth to keep the Dragon Balls from, just like he did with New Namek, you know. So yeah, it would have been more. It would have been worse.
After a short silence, Bulma chuckles at the boy-ass character, definitely getting it from his mom. She knows how he feels. It took a while for her to accept their decision as well. But he should know they were the greatest warriors to ever walk the earth, urging him to go train and become the best of them, who promises to do just that. As the pair enter the room of spirit and time, Goten lays eyes on the void for the first time, before safely assuming there are no video games in a place like this. To break through their limits, our two warriors began their intense training. Hope was blooming once again. Knocking Krillin down, his student asks if he's tired already. He smirks. Barely a month has passed, and the kid is already the better of him, but he can tell he's holding back. To keep training with him would hinder his progression, so he needs Goten to continue by himself. But this confuses the child. He questions what he's talking about. His senior explains he's taught him everything he knows about martial arts. He also thinks he himself has peaked as a warrior. From now on, Goten will need to start working towards what's after Super Saiyan. Several months pass. Breaking through Super Saiyan, Krillin rushes over to him, but Goten grunts he can go even further beyond. Hitting his bulk form, his teacher tells him that's great and to now focus is key. But the boy falls out of the transformation almost instantly. It's too powerful for him to handle right now. Krillin admits that is a strong form, but it's useless against Cell. Future Trunks tried it too to no avail. It's probably the first step every Saiyan has to go through to break the limits of Super Saiyan. The good news is he's on the right path. He tells how his father and brother chose to stay in Super Saiyan 24/7 to master it fully. That way, they could take advantage of it during battle. When the pair weren't training, mistakes of the past were told. From Vegeta's hubris to Trunks' overestimation of the aforementioned form. Eventually, the two would emerge back to the regular world. Popo alerts the others what's going on.
And that's gotta be, boy. Hold on.
Walking out, Goten exhales. It feels so.
And you can tell they got a lot of scenes from the original series, which I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. I got a lot of yeah. I don't mind that at all. They I don't know where this it's gonna lead to next. I don't know what's gonna happen next in this, but because I hadn't seen it in a while. But one thing I do know is this is one of my favorites. Let's see what happens next, though. Let's see what happens next.
So good to see something other than emptiness. Krillin also feels it's about time they got out of there, then expresses his surprise to see Bulma hasn't left. Welcoming them back, Dende states they must be hungry. Surely they'd like something to eat. Which sounds great. It'd be wonderful to have a proper meal after a year of preserved food. While the warriors get their grub on, Bulma inquires how their training went, curious if they made any progress. Though Krillin not so much. Goten, on the other hand, has improved tremendously. Who again, just like his dad, excitedly scarfs down his meal before thanking.
Yep, another thing, just like when Goku first got out of the time chamber, when he started eating those, when he was eating those noodles, all this stuff looks very, very. They just took the scenes and they just took Goku's image and made it stronger. I mean, made it smaller because he basically looks like a carbon copy of Goku.
Dende and Popo. Changing back into their regular clothes, Dende notices Goten has gotten a bit taller since going into the room, offering to make him a new gi. Harnessing the power of the
clothes beam.
Goten exclaims these new clothes fit perfectly. Dende's powers are amazing. When it hits Krillin, he forgot to tell Chi-Chi about training in the hyperbolic time chamber. She's gonna be so mad at him. Goten hadn't thought about that either. He's starting high school soon. Possibly junior high school. And the last
junior high, because he's still young.
His age. Legally, he's 10, but after spending a year in another dimension. Bulma has a simple
He's the same age as Gohan when he beat Cell. Maybe.
Solution.
They say he's 9, some people say he's 11. We don't know. I mean, doesn't matter.
Only one day has passed out here, so while he may technically be 11, on paper he's still 10. With this, Bulma goes to leave, but first has a little gift for the child. A set of fighting armor and a gravity room. His dad and Vegeta used it a lot for their training. They'll likely be of great use to him too. Thanking her, he also offers gratitude for Dende and Popo for everything. He'll come back to see him and train some more. Asking,
man, I would love to have Bulma's technology in the real world would be phenomenal. That's why she was so rich. I would love to have Bulma's technology. She has houses, capsule houses, with running water and food and everything in it. Cause Goku gave it to Broly at the end of the movie. A whole house, they use it on Namek. Whole capsule houses, whole vehicles and planes and stuff. I mean, that's freaking insane, man.
If he's ready. The duo head to below the tower to see Master Korin for a bit. Since they never stopped to say hi before, he figured it would be right for Goten to introduce himself. Though, seeing the resemblance to Goku up close, the duo have a similar reaction to the other day. With his training with Krillin complete, Goten offers an extended farewell to his first great teacher. Who else will come around to mentor him into becoming the greatest warrior the Earth has ever seen? And what does the future still hold? Arriving home, Chi-Chi gets some unfortunate blonde flashbacks. Chasing him out of the house, she demands he turn his hair back to black this instant. Later that year, Goten would begin attending public school. While still a bit young for the typical high school student, this could be attributed to the world changing since the devastation caused by Cell. In a classroom, reminiscent of the one Gohan would attend in another reality, an instructor announces to his class they'll be welcoming a new student today, asking Goten, was it, to please enter the room. He coyly confirms that is his name, and it's nice to meet him. Getting down to business, he tells the child to take a seat. Looking around, he initially struggles to find an open spot, but someone near the back calls out to him. She points out how obvious it is he's new around here. No one wears those uniforms. She asks where he's from, telling he's from the 439 East District. His new peer can't believe it. That's more than 1,000 kilometers away. Realizing he let a bit too much slip, not wanting to draw attention he can fly at Mach 9,000, he tries to explain this away by claiming his mom has a state-of-the-art 576 jet. Overhearing this ruckus, the teacher demands silence from the two in the back. But even with a jet, it would still take at least 5 hours round trip, muttering he's weird. A couple hours later, he finds himself outside on the baseball diamond. His turn to bat, he rushes to the plate.
Another scene from the Buu Saga, that's Sharpener, and of course that was Gohan. They're just mimicking the Buu Saga. That's all. But I'm okay with that stuff. I'm cool with it. Still better than Super.
The pitcher takes note of his novice stance, mocking him for looking what he calls dumb. He bets this is the first time he's ever even played baseball. Chortling, let's see what you got, new boy. As we know, Goten doesn't take taunting well, and the fact that he knows this kid has already been held back a grade twice doesn't make him feel any better. But to be fair, this is his first time he's ever played baseball. At the same time, he knows he has to keep his powers concealed. His mom told him to lay low and avoid attention. As the bully quips, what's with that hair anyway? Was his dad a porcupine or something? Sending the ball into orbit, Goten warns the next time he...
Why does he look like Goku Black right here? I mean, he looks just like Goku Black. We know he looks like Goku, but this grin he has, I get Goku Black vibes right here. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's me.
Wants to make fun of he or his family. He'll be launching him into space with a stupid ball. With the message well received. Understandably, nobody really knows what to say about this. Arriving home that night, his mother questions how his first day of school went. He sheepishly claims he just kept to himself like she asked him to. Across the world, at Kame House, Krillin stands at the shoreline staring into nothingness. Stepping out, Roshi states months have passed, and he still seems just as worried when he first returned from the lookout, bluntly asking his former student what's wrong. Though he says it's nothing, he's simply having trouble sleeping. But the Turtle Hermit reminds Krillin has never been a good liar. Caught, he figures he could never hide anything from him anyway. He's come to realize over the years he's reached his limits. But to see Goten progress so quickly in the room, and not to be able to help him grow has frustrated him to no end. Goten is without a doubt better than Gohan and Goku were, but the lack of a training partner at his skill level will be a hindrance in his journey to reach new heights. The old man tells him to stop underestimating himself. He remembers when he first came here, unable to even land on his feet after jumping from his boat, and now he's playing on the same court as Super Saiyans. His quest for power is great, but as an Earthling that reached his peak, he's afraid he very well may have hit an unbreakable wall. Though he also feels Krillin already has something in mind to remedy this. And that's true.
Uh-oh. We know what's going to happen with Krillin.
Master asks what that is. A special kind of training or something. Which is only partially true. A while later, at Capsule Corp, Krillin just lets himself inside, almost forgetting just how big Bulma's house is. Knowing it won't be easy to find her, he resolves to search for her key.
Why is the house so big? It's so small on the outside, but it's so huge on the inside. I've always questioned that with Dragon Ball. Oh well, still love the series.
Finding it. He stumbles upon her working on the time machine, both mutually shocked for different reasons. He questions if she plans on going back to the past. Starting at the beginning, she explains how this was the time machine Trunks brought from the future. For now, time is proving their friends right. But if Cell ever comes back, she's the one who will go back in time to prevent this disaster. Though he feels pretty confident there will be no need. They have Goten now. Calling him an idiot. At the lookout, he told her he was still far from Gohan's level. Now that he's in school, he's got a lot more to worry about than to train for some monster he's not.
So he's, even after the time chamber, he's still weaker than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Wow. I just wanted to know how strong they were. He's probably so I'm guessing he's probably Cell, Saiga, Goku level. But he's far from Gohan's level when he fought Cell, and Cell has gotten stronger since then. So yeah.
Never even seen before. He only knows peace, and it's normal that he wants to live a normal life. He knows, and that's the reason he's come here today. She will probably refuse, but he needs her help. What could Krillin's request be? Does it have anything to do with the time machine? Or is there something else he believes Bulma can help with to push him past his own limits?
We know what it
Finally
is.
out for the day, Goten rushes past a couple of fellow students to get to the arcade.
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story.
Yeah, whatever.
One of the employees knows the child well. He figures he must have gotten grounded from video games, hence his absence.
Why does he look like Gohan though? What? He looks like Gohan. Tell me this doesn't look like Gohan from the Cell games. He totally does.
Which is the unfortunate case. His grades are fine, but his mom says he plays too much. The attendant assures his mother is only doing it for his own good. But he should know there's been some changes since the last time he came here. He's lost his first place position in Street Fighter. But he vows he'll show whoever beat him who the real
Goku Black. I don't know why I keep thinking about Goku Black.
Street Fighter champion is. He's taking back that leader position today. In West City, we resume our conversation with Krillin and Bulma. After suggesting he has a request that she may refuse to help with, she laughs it off and tells him to lose that serious face. Why would she refuse to help him? She's his friend. He should know she'd be glad to help. Back at the lookout, she told him when she fixed Android 16 for the Cell games, she got access to all of Dr. Giro's research files. He wants to know if she still has them. She does. She kept everything. But if he's looking to find Cell's weak spots, she already checked and there's nothing about it. But that's not what he's curious about. He wants her to turn him into an android, as Giro did to 18 and 17. She angrily questions if he's lost his mind. There's no way she's doing such a thing. Though he's been thinking about it for a while now. It's no decision he's taken lightly. 17 and 18 were simple humans before they were modified. Just think for 1 second how incredibly strong it'd make him. Probably not strong enough to defeat Cell, but he would be able to push Goten beyond his limits. Bulma doesn't care. Such practices are forbidden. That's precisely the reason why she's a scientist, and Giro was a completely unethical freak. Krillin argues protecting the Earth is way more vital than her scientific ethics. And by the way, where were all these ethics when she made her little plan with that time machine right behind her? Hesitating for a second, she claims that's completely different. Relaxing his arms, Krillin explains he knows this world doesn't mean a thing to her anymore. But think about all those people who fought to rebuild it and live in peace. But the truth is, there isn't a single day where she doesn't curse Dr. Giro and his androids. They're the reason everyone is miserable. And then Krillin comes here asking her to turn him into one of those monsters.
Getting History of Trunks flashbacks, probably PTSD. But Krillin just wanting to save the world, wanting to push Goten. Might not be strong enough to beat Cell, like I said, but he wants to be able to push Goten because no one on Earth can really beat him. No one on Earth can beat Goten. Really, to just train him or mentor him. You know, Piccolo probably could have if he was still alive, but you know, maybe they should have just brought Piccolo back. to train Goten. He did a good job at it. But I think Cell, it would have alerted Cell, even Piccolo. But I don't know. But I think Piccolo would have been a good fit for training Goten and getting him up in shape because he knows a lot about Saiyans. He knows a lot about Super Saiyans. I mean, he has hundreds of years of experience due to merging with Kame. So I don't know. Then he's after he actually was the only person that was able to keep up with the Saiyans. So it's just me.
But to defeat a monster, sometimes you have to become one. He's prepared for it. Nonetheless, she's going to need some time to think about it. It's getting late tonight, so she'll contact him when she reaches a decision. Leaving, he shouts to thank her for everything. However, she hasn't agreed to anything yet. Year 779. A bit of time passes. It took 6 months, but the cellular modification process is complete. It's time to see the result. Nervously, she presses a button to release Krillin from a container.
Android Krillin. Android C or whatever. I don't know what his name is. Doesn't matter.
He turns to Bulma to greet her, curious how long he was asleep for. She tells how it was a bit over half a year. His body has now fully accepted the cellular modifications. There should be no chance of rejection. Actually, she expected it to take a bit longer, but his superhuman faculties likely came into play. She questions how he feels, and without the words to express it, he merely mutters, "Different." Now that he's an android, Bulma wonders what he plans to do. And of course, he's going to go train. But first, he has to visit an old friend. Zooming across the ocean into an almost tropical cliff, he greets his friend, requesting forgiveness for showing up like this after all these years. But he has a favor to ask. Chaozu, who didn't even feel Krillin approaching. But why would he be such a priority?
Oh, he don't have a key. He don't have a key anymore because he's an android.
At this moment specifically. A bit more time passes. Up to a full year. At New Hope High School, Goten...
They should have saved Yamcha too. Krillin and Yamcha. They should have saved all the humans. That'd been fun though. If he would have saved, what if they would have saved all the human beings like Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin? I think it would have been a little more interesting, but it's still not taken away from the story because it's a freaking amazing story. But what if they had saved all the humans like Tien, Yamcha, and let them all get some shine? I think that'd have been awesome. I think so. Just me.
And goes to open his locker. The thought of Krillin randomly pops into his head. It's been a long time since he's heard from him. An easy problem to solve, though. He'll pay him a visit after school today. They haven't seen each other in over a year.
I'm surprised his hair is still the same. Cause normally it starts. He's like a half Saiyan, so normally it starts changing by this point. I'm sure it will. I think by the end of the series it started growing, but I'm just surprised it hadn't changed yet.
First checking Kame House, the boy is surprised to find Roshi hasn't heard from him either. Very odd. It doesn't sound like him to just disappear like this. The last time the old timer...
And again, a carbon copy of Gohan, how Gohan used to dress, but
saw him was last year. He mentioned something about pushing his limits, but he doesn't know anything further. Though he tells Goten not to worry, he must be training in some remote place. Either way, it's almost time for the Hermit's aerobics show, so unless Goten wants to stay and watch it with them, but he doesn't. He figures he'll just go home. But it is a bikini special today. However, he's sure.
Yeah, I'll pass, buddy. We're not, yeah.
Regardless, he'll come back and see him again soon. As he flies, he thinks, Krillin is really trying to push his limits? He did say as a human he could barely make progress now, but he wonders what exact...
Still Goku Black vibes. How many of you guys think of Goku Black? Just let me know in the comments. How many? If you see Goku Black when you see him, just... Yeah. I guess because of the dark colors. Goku Black has the darker colors. Goku has the brighter oranger theme to resemble his personality, to reflect his personality Vegeta has always had the blue colors to reflect his personality, like he's battling, always struggling with things inside his mind. They all have their own different colors. Gohan dressed like similar to this, but he had brighter colors, the peaceful, happy-go-lucky type. You know, but you can tell, like in this series, it's kind of, you can tell this series is darker, so the colors reflect. I like how the colors and the thing reflect the dark thing. Even though there's peace, it's still this ominous vibe with the colors and their clothing and all this kind of stuff, and the tone that the artwork is showing too. I like how all that comes together.
Exactly, he could be up to. It's been a while since he himself trained. Maybe he should get back to it. Meanwhile, on New Namek, everything seems to be going peacefully.
Don't do it, Cell. Don't do it. No, don't do it, man. Please.
Though in the sky, back on Earth, Dende grabs his head, sensing what just happened. While Popo tries to figure out what's going on with the Guardian, he tells how Namek just exploded. He's not sure what caused it, but all his friends, family, he has to tell Krillin. Rushing to the lookout, the God of Earth is amazed by his prompt response. He asks if Cell is the one responsible for this, but he couldn't tell. His divine abilities are not accurate enough to detect from so far away. He merely felt a gigantic cataclysm, then nothing. But if Namek outright disappeared that fast, a natural cause seems unlikely. It may be linked to the Dragon Balls, so everyone needs
It was freaking Cell, you bastard. You evil bastard.
to be ready. Dende agrees, and as requested earlier, he told Goten to hide his key and meet him here. It should take about an hour. Greeting the boy,
Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. I don't know why I didn't say that. But if you hadn't seen it by now, I mean, like I said, you can go to this guy's channel. He has all the spiel on it. 200 subscribers, guys, 200. If it's already at 200 by the time I see this, 300. Oh, 250. I'll be nice, 250.
inquires what's going on. Skipping the Namek situation, he only mentions Krillin is in the room of spirit and time waiting for him. Though since he had previously been looking for him, this comes as a pleasant surprise. It was he who requested him here. Again, the Guardian impatiently urges he go see him now. Not understanding time is of the essence. He talks about how Roshi told him Krillin was trying to push his limits. He wants to test himself by fighting today, doesn't he? Beforehand, he wants Dende to change his outfit. He has his clothing capsules with him, but it would be faster with his magic. Either somewhat understanding or simply wanting a new gi, the Guardian once more ushers him to the room. Excited, he's ready to spar. Though can't shake that Dende and Popo didn't seem like their usual selves. And why did he ask him to hide his key if he's only coming here to train? Opening the door.
Your child needs these 3 key factors to get into an Ivy League or top 25 university.
Cell's an evil bastard. Why, Cell? Come on, man. Get out of here.
The Void welcomes him once more. He calls out to Krillin he could have kept in touch if he wanted. Instead of being happy to see his student, he merely states he's been waiting for him. They don't have much time. Fed up with all the mystery, the Saiyan questions why he and Dende are acting all weird. He also is all impatient and stuff, so they need to tell him what's going on. Not to mention, he just magically reappears when nobody's seen him for a full year. Where's he been this entire time? Without answering his question, Krillin tells him Namek has been destroyed, and they think it's linked to Cell and the Dragon Balls. So does this mean he thinks Cell is going after the Dragon Balls? But it's hard to tell. It is possible that he discovered the existence of Namek set while traveling in space. The Namekians would never let him use them, but they still don't know if he's aware the Earth has Dragon Balls too. The boy begins to tremble at the thought that that monster Cell could be heading towards Earth. Now he understands why he had to hide his key. Cell could have locked onto him and used the instant transmission. Krillin's happy to see they're on the same page and he remembers his training. Like he said, these are only suspicions, but he has a bad feeling. Only Goten has the potential to become strong enough to protect the Earth against Cell. He can spend 2 more years in here. He knows what to do. That's when it hits him. Isn't this the 3rd time Krillin has entered this room? Won't he be stuck in here forever? Though he assures him not to worry. He's a different person now. But Goten doubts that. He laughs. What's he talking about? He doesn't seem to have changed much since the last time they saw each other. A frowny face and a cape don't make you a new person. He tells the kid enough joking. It's time the Saiyan unleashes his full power. He brings up that last month he went to Kame House. Grandpa told him Krillin was undergoing some special training.
Now it looks like Goku. Darker colors make him look like Goku Black. I guessed it right.
To push his limits. He might be hiding his ki, but he can tell he's gotten stronger. To be honest, he himself didn't practice very much over the last 2 years. But when he learned he was trying to challenge himself, he decided to train again. His mentor is happy to hear this. Goten then quips he's gonna be surprised to see how far he's come in such a short time. Going Super Saiyan, Krillin admits he's right. He is stronger than the last time they were in here. His student asks if he's impressed. But if he's just being honest, not really. He's more surprised the kid is so proud of so little. If he hadn't neglected his training, he would have reached this level a long time ago. This causes him to snort, as if Krillin is better than him or something. Without stuttering, the teacher reminds he needs greater maturity. And he only sees one way Goten will understand the progress he still needs to make. Knocking him out with a single hit. Krillin ushers him to bed. The boy is still only a teenager. He shouldn't have to fix the mistakes he's not responsible for. But Krillin only hopes that one day, Goten will be able to forgive him for putting such responsibility on him. Nevertheless, Goten is not some random teenager. He's Goku's son. Humanity's fate is in his hands. He is the planet's only hope. After teaching him a lesson in humility, Krillin has no problem waltzing out of the room. It appears his new power trumps the preset rules of the chamber, which doesn't surprise the god. He hardly doubted it would pose any issue at all. He's informed Bulma of the situation. She went to gather their friends to bring him here. As planned, the Dragon Balls are activated and ready to be used. Thanking Dende, now all they can do is wait, leaving us to wonder, have they gathered the Dragon Balls to revive the Z-Fighters in case Cell does show up? What else could their wish possibly be?
Use the Dragon Balls inside the hyperbolic time chamber. That way Cell can't sense what's going on. See what I'm saying? You just use, I don't know if anyone started that, but use the Dragon Balls inside the hyperbolic time chamber. That's just my thoughts, my solution.
Meanwhile, we catch a glimpse of Bulma, Roshi, Puar, Ox, and Chi-Chi all heading to the lookout for safety. Back in the time chamber, Goten finally awakens, though still not recovered from his injury. He's completely amiss how Krillin could knock him out with just one punch. Looking in the bed, it's the capsule box Bulma gave him. If we remember, one of the dino caps is a gravity room, which is perfect. He's got everything he needs to train seriously. He doesn't know how Krillin became so strong, but he's learned his lesson. He's gonna train like never before and push his own limits. And if Cell ever does come back to Earth, he'll make him pay. And also make Krillin pay for putting him in so much pain. Opening the capsule, it's revealed to likely be the exact same gravity chamber Vegeta trained in, or at least a similar model that Goku used to take to Namek. Walking inside,
They're all the same. I mean, the same. It's all based off the same technology.
he takes a close look at the interface. If the boy's correct, Vegeta would train at 400 times Earth's gravity, though he figures himself to be much stronger than the prince. So
Okay, all right.
he's gonna start out at 600. Luckily, his ego doesn't get the better of him and he's able to withstand the difference. While moving at this level of resistance isn't as easy as he thought it would be, it's exactly what he needs. The first time he came here, his aim was to reach and match.
Because he did 400. He could withstand it because Vegeta did 400 while in base, like a post Namek arc. So he was a little bit stronger than base Goku on planet Namek. And he did 400 times Earth gravity. That just goes to show you how much of a monster Vegeta was. Even before Super Saiyan, he was a freaking animal.
Master Super Saiyan. Now that he's done that, he needs to go back to the basics like he did when he first started training with Krillin in the first place. Thanks to this room, he's going to be able to considerably raise his strength and resistance in his base form. This way, he'll be able to push all his limits when transforming. Outside, The gang gathers on the
Kind of similar to Goku and Vegeta training under Whis.
lookout. Bulma is seen setting up an array of machinery. She explains how she's placed all their drones in observation mode, and their cameras are connected to all these screens. If something unusual happens on Earth or even in their solar system, they will know. So for now, they play the waiting game. But for some reason, Krillin decides not to re-enter the Room of Spirit in time. Does he believe he's peaked yet again? Or is it possible he just wants to be ready at all times? While inside the room,
Reminds me of Piccolo. Krillin doing that, it kind of reminiscent of Piccolo doing meditating above in air, in deep meditation. It's just reminiscent of that.
Goten continues to train as hard as possible. Immediately after waking up and taking care of the morning routine, he's instantly back in the gravity chamber, growing stronger every day. Though unfortunately, it wouldn't be long before our hero's worst fear becomes realized. Cell finds disgust in how much humanity has managed to restore itself in his absence. Not only have they rebuilt their cities, but judging by how many key signatures he senses, they have also repopulated as well. Below, people slowly become aware to the presence of a man floating in the air, while not immediately recognized as the monster who once terrorized this world. Cell has no issue in reminding him who he is.
When you have auto glass damage, choose Safe Flight. We can come to you and replace your
Evil bastard. And he's an evil bastard I don't really like. I like Frieza's an evil bastard, but I like Frieza being an evil bastard. He does it better than Cell does. Cell is just a dick. Frieza is an evil overlord dick. It's a big difference.
With that blast, everyone on the lookout is made aware of the situation. All of their gravest concerns are confirmed simultaneously. Cell destroyed Namek, and now he's returned to Earth. Of course, Chi-Chi and Bulma are confused. Neither can sense energy, and Bulma's drones haven't detected anything. When the machine begins to ring out, there's no longer any question about it. Krillin was right. Cell's back. He's here. Everyone wonders what they're going to do now. Goten hasn't spent a single day in the room yet. Chi-Chi suggests they resurrect Goku or Gohan or they're all going to be killed. Cool and confident, Krillin presses they not worry. He's going to hold back.
What does this scene remind me of? Is that when Goku left? He did this. I think this was Goku. Who did this? That very scene right there. I think this was Goku. I believe it was.
Cell until Goten gets out of the chamber. For the rest, he simply tells his friends he's counting on them. Taking off, Krillin leaves to confront Cell by himself. Popo can't believe he's really going alone. But this is the only way to stop him from destroying the planet before Goten's ready. As the air still settles from his attack, Cell smirks. He thinks they were happy to see him. He had forgotten how humans can be so weak. Another completely useless species of the universe. Getting the drop on the villain, Cell appears more or less unaffected. He mocks what a less than delicate way to say hello to an old friend. They'll just chalk that up to him being a little emotional in the reunion. Though he
Nah, I chopped it up to you being a dick. Cell, you got to pay what you owe, Cell. You got, because that was a dick move, Cell. Come on now. You show up and blow up a city. You're starting to be like Nappa now, Cell. Come on now. But yes, I actually, and the thing that they made me hate Cell in this series, that let me know they did their job. They're profound writers, because I really, when I didn't in the Dragon Ball Z, they did a better job than Z did, because I didn't have any connection with Cell to really hate him enough. But in this, I really just hated Cell. I wanted him to die so badly. So that let me know that, yeah, man, kudos.
Must admit, he is rather shocked to see him still alive. He had tried all in vain to sense his miserable keys so he could return to Earth. Nonetheless, if that kick is any example, at least this time around, he's a bit less cowardly. Our hero scowls. How dare he speak of cowardice while he's the one terrorizing and killing people? He's the same as he's always been. He knew he would come back here. They already know he destroyed Namek after they refused to let him use the Dragon Balls. This information comes to a bit of a shock to the Fiend. Impressive even. However, it is disappointing his return is not a surprise. Although there is one thing he's wrong about. He couldn't care less about the Dragon Balls. He never intended to use them. However, the existence of such artifacts is a threat he can't afford to ignore. Only strength matters. He won't tolerate that kind of magic. In order to avoid potential mishaps in the future, he decided to annihilate every planet in possession of such wizardry. After Earth, there will only be a single world left in possession of such a creation. The situation turns out to be even worse than Krillin feared. Not only to sell no of the Dragon Balls on Earth, but would rather do away with the planet itself than risk them ever being used again. Lucky for our heroes, Bulma's drone seemed to pick up on the conversation. She screams cell planes to kill them all. They need to resurrect Goku right now. Though the other
Resurrecting Goku. Well, if they're resurrecting they can't resurrect Goku though, because they destroyed Namek. So Chi-Chi, how are they gonna resurrect Goku? They can't. They can't resurrect Goku. Because he already died. They already revived him once with the Earth Dragon Balls. And the only hope of resurrecting Goku got blown up by Cell. So it can't happen.
others try to restrain her.
Unless Super is canon in this universe, which I doubt it. And I'm glad it's not, because that would remove all the stakes altogether. And make it lame again. So, yeah. Can't resurrect Goku. There are no Super Dragon Balls. Super doesn't exist. Super is dead to me. Okay? Unless you talk about I was gonna mention Beast Gohan, but I don't even like Beast Gohan because of how they did it. But anyway, back to the point, back to the plot.
Urging they trust Krillin for the time being. But will he be able to hold off the bio-android long enough for Goten to finish his training? Even if he does. Unless he unlocks Super Saiyan 2, will he even stand a chance?
No.
And how much stronger has Cell gotten?
A lot stronger.
And finally, how much more powerful have our heroes gotten in Otherworld? And what was
That doesn't matter because they're all dead.
the point of gathering the Dragon Balls? If not,
They can revive Gohan now. They can bring Gohan back.
to wish them back against their will.
They can bring Gohan back. Now if they bring Gohan back, that would be awesome. You know. Yeah. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all got a 2 special today. A 2-4. Excuse me. We're gonna do episode 3 sometime this week. I'll have it ready and locked and loaded. Yeah, we're gonna finish this thing. And I still wants the 200 subscribers. 200, 250. If you do 250, y'all a true winner. Y'all some real deal players from the Himalayas. So all I want is just 200 to 250. If I get 250, I'll be ecstatic. If I get I'll be satisfied with 200. But we trying to grow this thing. But we're gonna go over all of it, and then we're gonna go to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. You know, because I'm enjoying these fan made because they in previous live streams I was told to look over these series. I had already looked at them, but I said I was gonna review them too. So I kept my promise. Although it was much later than I thought because I had work and real life stuff took over. But let me know what y'all think about this one. If you hadn't seen it before, let me know what you think about it. If you want to see more, let me know. I'm gonna do more regardless, but just let me know what you think about this Dragon Ball New Hope. It's amazing fan-made manga. Should have been animated. It's my opinion. Hope it does, because since the passing of Toriyama and the passing of the torch, I hope new animes or new mangas and different things like that are incorporated, because because it's a lot better than the original stuff, and it's based off of it, but sometimes the fans can do it better, and they've proved it. So this was a good one. Episode 2 was amazing. We're gonna check out episode 3 probably tomorrow sometime, but just let me know. It'll probably be tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow morning, something like that. I have it ready for you tomorrow morning. How about that? We're gonna do this thing for a Memorial Day special. Since it's gonna be Memorial Day, I'm gonna do something for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a gift. Dragon Ball New Hope episode 3. How about that? I have it ready for y'all tomorrow. But until then, y'all be easy. Catch y'all on the next one.